Randy, what are you seeing from the Phil Kessel line now that you didn't at the start of the year?
I think they had a decent start, but there was a lull after the 3 or 4 games. I think now when they're getting opportunities, they're closer and they're scoring at a higher rate. Obviously, with the shot and the mix of the group, it's like their cohesiveness from an offensive side of it is going well for them right now. They're on an upward trend.
Randy, have you ever played with or coached anybody who gets the puck off his stick quicker than Kessel does?
I did play with a player that I thought that very similar, and it was Rick Kehoe. And I played with him in Pittsburgh, and he scored 55 or 53 one year, and he had the same kind of a release, a quick wrist shot, different type of player, but that release, and those are the things that those special goal-scoring players have. They've got either the release is always something that's natural to them, and they don't waste any time. They catch more people with quickness, and they get the puck directed, and it hits areas in the net that you'd never think they could score from. Like the second goal that Phil scored was a surprise to be able to get the puck, but he put the puck in an area where Rask couldn't get to it. That's simple as that.
You mentioned this morning the feeling after the last Boston game was embarrassment. What's the feeling tonight then after pretty handily?
Well, I think that in the last game when we played against them, there was a lot of emotion and a lot of frustration and a lot of things were going on, and our group, and we, as I stated this morning, it was time to say, hey, enough's enough. This isn't cutting it. We have to change the way we're approaching things, and that's coaching included. So that was enough.
Did you sense right from the start that the group was locked in? Because, of course, slow starts have been an issue.
No, we had tonight probably what I felt was one of our best starts of the year. Might have been our best. We were on the puck and we were skating, and we were directing pucks at the net. And, yeah, we got a goal. Phil's goal was a big goal early, and then, and then we started out the second period. It was the same way. We scored early and we built on it. And our hockey club can skate. And we have to find ways to continue to improve our overall game. I still think that there were times that, that the offensive zone or the defending against the opposition, they get those extended periods of time in our own zone. And tonight the goal that was scored was easily correctable.
How much has this team changed as you have a line that seems happy to cycle the puck all the time?
I think it's changed dramatically. I think it allows us to gain momentum. It wears down the opposition, and we'd like all 4 of our lines to try to adopt some of that. We understand that that's not going to be one of the things they do dominantly, but we think that having that element gives you the ability to play them up against anybody.
Randy, does Roman Polak bring a level of physicality that perhaps your club didn't have last year from the blue line?
An abrasive, hard to play against type of player, and big, strong guy. And surprisingly enough, he gets up on the play more than I think you would have thought. And I think that's a contribution that people are looking at and saying, not only does he, compete down low and defend with stiffness, he gets up and joins the rush, and he has fun doing it. And it's fun to watch players like that.
Good to see Robidaw have a game that was less complicated than maybe some of his other ones.
Yeah, and again, a veteran guy that's coming back off a pretty traumatic injury has had his share of questions. And I mean, he's been questioning himself in our conversations. But I think the more that we go into it, his skating ability, his hockey sense, and his compete level will continue to rise.
Can a win like that against a team that has kind of had your number a bit more than just 2 points going to be something to build on, do you think?
I don't know. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. As I always state, we're a group that needs to continue to focus on some of the smaller things and details of the game and build off it. Sure, we feel good about ourselves right now, but who's coming on Friday?
Is there an area that this team has progressed particularly well in, especially first Bruins game now?
I think that our third man we're not giving up as many odd man rushes to start with. Our special teams are playing well. And when you win the special teams battle in the game, your chances really do go up of winning the hockey game. If your power play can outplay the other team's penalty killing and your penalty killing can outplay the other team's power play, your chances are going to go up dramatically in the hockey game.
Thanks, Randy.